I'm not sure if anyone told you, but you are dating life wrong. No, you heard me. You're dating life wrong. And don't worry, I'm going to explain to you exactly what that means and the framework that I use to be high achieving, reach all of my goals, and work through that stuck feeling I get whenever you burn out or miss the target on your goal. You have a version of your life that you're in love with in your head. You know the house, the car, the body, the routine, the hobbies, the date. And you want it so bad that you're willing to work hard, build discipline, and do whatever it takes to achieve those dreams. But it can be discouraging, and honestly, so many of us end up feeling stuck when all of the effort and hard work we put in doesn't make us feel like we're getting any closer to achieving the dreams that we want. Today we're talking all about how to get out of this stuck feeling and how to actually achieve your goals and dreams in a way that doesn't require you to burn out, sacrifice who you are, or change that big picture dream. The issue is not the dream and what you want. It's the approach that you're taking to get to that dream. So let's talk about that fatal flaw that I brought up earlier that differentiates people who achieve their dreams from those who don't. This is all about dating life. Okay. We ditched the glasses. Pursuing your goals is like pursuing a romantic relationship. Before the mortgage, the kids, the family group chat, there's one crucial step that everyone that you know who's in a relationship today had to take. That cold plunge is flirting. Seriously, think about it. When you're flirting, you're dropping hints, you're feeling the vibe of the other person, you're trying to see if there's a connection there. You know what your big picture goal is, whether that is marriage and kids or just a partner to grow with. You're not fully committed to the first person in front of you. And one good dinner doesn't mean you're on Zillow shopping for houses or getting size for engagement rings. This is the framework we need to take into achieving our goals. You need to flirt with the life that you want. Because here's the benefit of flirting. There's plausible deniability. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and you can just try again. Doesn't mean that you get rid of that idea of the dream guy that you have in your head. Just means that this guy in front of you isn't that, or just not right now. We need to take this approach and the strategies that we use to achieve our goals. The goals aren't the issue, just maybe the framework or what's standing right in front of us right now is not exactly the tool that's going to actually get us there. And the reason that you're feeling stuck right now is because of this motivation trap. One bad day, one failed interview, one failed relationship, and you're ready to overhaul in your entire life. You have a 7-day workout routine, a new meal plan, you've ordered your entire Zara cart, and somehow you're supposed to be glowing by next Thursday. This is not flirting with your life. This is forcing a marriage after one good conversation. What you really need to do, especially when you're already stuck and discouraged, is make low stakes steps and habits that put you in orbit of the life of your dreams without forcing you to make commitment level changes that you know ultimately you haven't built the discipline or frankly the love for the lifestyle yet to hold true to. It's like going to the gym. The best way to exercise is to do the exercise you love, whether that's Pilates, walking, or playing a sport. If you love it, you can commit to it. And you don't start off with Serena Williams level serves, but you fall in love with the game and you're willing to work hard. That's the same thing that we're going to discuss today and the strategies that we're using. Okay, so we're going to get into all of the tips I have here for you about achieving the life of your dreams and actually building the follow through you need for your goals. Tip number 1 is to change the scene, not the whole story. So many times when you're already feeling sad, anxious, and overall dissatisfied with your life, you think the solution is a complete overhaul. It's packing your bags and moving to Paris or New York or LA. But where your mind is where you are. Yes, your physical environment has a huge part to play in how you're feeling, and I'm never going to underestimate the value of taking a much needed break and changing your scenery, but the same problems are going to follow you wherever you go unless you can change the mental scene that you keep playing for yourself in your head. Oftentimes, the issue is you have this grand vision of your future, but you also have this vision in the back of your mind of things not working out, of you staying exactly the same way that you are or getting worse. You have to work on giving your mind permission to dream actually. When you actually dream, think about when you were a little kid, when you actually wanted to do something. You were very creative in the solutions that you came up with to make it happen. Whether that was contacting every adult you knew for a ride, or circling all the gear that you needed in the magazine for the sport you were going to do. For me, it was cheerleading, and I would watch hours and hours and hours of cheerleading videos, and I'd make my brothers and my sisters practice cheerleading with me because I had my own permission to dream. And in my head, even if I couldn't go to cheerleading boot camp, and even if I wasn't a college student because I'm 6 and I don't really have a real cheer opportunity like what I was seeing on TV, I still found a way to make that dream real for me. Part of getting unstuck is giving yourself permission to feel and believe that there are options different from you. And the mind is such a crazy thing. The biggest piece of advice I can give you is that quite literally none of it is real. The pros and the cons. The good things that you want in life that you envision in your head, and the negative things, none of those are real. Those are all just thoughts. The only thing that has power is what you then do with those thoughts. And if you feed the thoughts that tell you that you don't have what it takes, that you're not smart enough, that you're not consistent enough or disciplined enough, and you keep giving your mind validation that that's true, then the harder and harder it gets to actually see a version of yourself who does achieve those things, a person who does follow through, and a person who's confident in living their dream life. And when you're stuck and you're feeling burnt out, it's hard to want to change your mind. You also have to let go of that desire for the instant gratification that all of us want so badly. 2 days of exercising, and if the body's not snatched, then you're convinced that this just isn't for you, or you don't have what it takes. When you change the scene but not the story, you realize that you are just a few chapters before then. Does that mean you scrap the whole book, you burn the whole draft because you're not at the finale, you're not at the climax? No. It means you get to still write this beautiful story about life, but you're realistic about the scene that you're in right now. So no, maybe you don't have the dream house, you don't have the dream car, the dream job, but that does not mean that there aren't things in your day-to-day life that make this scene worth writing about. You have to take advantage of the moments you have in front of you, because there's not point A and point B. The journey, the story, your life, and what you experience, everything between that. And that is what you're in control of. Like we were saying earlier, even if you get to point B and achieve your dreams, if your mental landscape has made no evolution, your dream is going to feel like your worst nightmare, because now everything that you thought would fix you and make you happy is just more confirmation that nothing ever will. So change the scene. Work on your mental health and leveling up your mental landscape to embrace versions of yourself that you know are coming in later chapters, and slowly start planting those seeds. Do micro habits. I know it's so overplayed when people say buy yourself fresh flowers and light a candle and have an evening routine. But here's the thing, if you envision any of those things in your future life and they're within your access and you're not doing them now, how exactly do you think they get in your future life? Do you think future you randomly develops a taste for a specific type of rose from a specific type of florist, or has a particular taste in a luxury brand of candle through their years of burning candles, and they've just developed a scent profile that they love of osmosis? No, that's you, and that's what I'm saying. The you that you are obsessed with and that you envision yourself being in the future is handcrafted through your day-to-day being and showing up as that person in the scene that you're in now. And this scene helps build and dictate what that future version of you looks like. And that's not scary, that's empowering, because that means even when things aren't going your way, you get to get a glimpse of how you'll handle those things in the future by the way that you handle them now, how you overcome adversity, how you deal with difficult conversations, how you deal with feeling like your own mind and body are sometimes against you and the goals that you want. Don't give up on the story. It's still there. You know that that's still what you want to achieve. Change the scene. Make the scene align with the story. Tip number 2, and one of the most important tips in my opinion, is to start putting yourself in orbit of your dream early. So many times we hear stories of people who finally achieved their ultimate dream and success, and they say that they feel empty, they're not happy with it, and it's nothing like what they thought it was gonna be. You can take a proactive step to try to mitigate this not being part of your story by putting yourself in orbit of your dream. If you want to be a fashion designer, what are things you can do today and this week that put you in orbit of the world of a fashion designer? You want to be a professional author like myself. I've been writing since I was 16, and one of my goals is to publish more books. I have to put myself in orbit of the world of an author. The only way to know if something is truly for you is to do that thing. I'm sorry, and I know it's the worst piece of advice because it feels so blasé, but you don't know that you want to do that thing until you start doing that thing. And maybe it's not realistic to quit your job and become a fashion designer or pursue figure skating full-time if you have a family to take care of. But that doesn't mean you can't put yourself in orbit of that dream. See if you like the environment. See how it makes you feel. Work through that, journal through that, process that. Is it everything you ever hoped it was? Or is it nothing like what you thought? And most importantly, is that actually something that you dream of achieving? Or is that just a version of escape that you imagine would eliminate all the problems that you're feeling now and be just this glorious fantasy world? When you actually have to go out there and do the hard work and be in orbit of the dream that you're pursuing, you soon are snapped into reality that, hey, I love this, but it's still gonna be real life, and there's still gonna be obstacles that I have to overcome. There are gonna be people that I wish I didn't have to work with, and all the challenges that you deal with in your day-to-day. But it speaks to point 1 of changing that scene. When you change the scene and put yourself in orbit of the life that you want to live, you can then start actually building habits. How are you going to build a habit about something you don't know? And honestly, this is one of my biggest pet peeves. I genuinely don't believe you have any questions about anything you're interested in until you try. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 questions to get you started, but you really don't know what questions you should be asking, what concerns you have, or what your course to achieving that goal is until you actually try it. A lot of times in our head, we're on step 10 and we're wanting to know how we're going to get an exclusive deal with the manufacturer and work with this designer, and you are not there yet. That is not that, you're not at that bridge to cross. So then you feel discouraged with the small and beginning things, but it's because you're not actually engaging with what you say you want in any real meaningful way. So an example of this, if you want to be a writer, going to writing conferences, being a part of a reading group, beta reading, submitting your work, writing for local newspapers and journals, writing maybe for your company. Every company has newsletters that go out. These are ways that you put yourself in orbit of your dream. Do you like the technical aspect of being a writer? Even if it's not that big picture goal you have, could you see yourself doing this? How does this make you feel? This is going to help you really align with what your actual goals are once you realize and can get more specific on what exactly you want in your dream. Because maybe you never wanted to be a writer. Maybe you've always loved the process of editing, and that's what you love most about the writing process. You love finding the best word, and the best way to convey ideas and messages, and you love lining things up so that it reads smoothly and that you create a beautiful writing to produce. Maybe that's what you love about the writing process. There's no need to search which is the best publishing house to sign your first book deal with, because see how those answers aren't relevant to the actual goal in life you want to achieve. Just, there's so many little things you can do. But when you're feeling stuck, you get a lot of clarity from being on the outskirts and looking in at what you say that you want. It helps you figure out which direction that you're actually leaning in. I feel like tip number 3 is the most practical and actionable tip. You can do this today, and it's not going to require you to do anything outside of what you were already planning to do, except you're just tweaking your routine a little bit. This is temptation bundling. A lot of times when you feel stuck, it's because you've fallen off of the course and the plans that you committed to doing. So now you're feeling disappointed in yourself because you didn't follow through. You're feeling like, maybe was the goal too big for me? Do I just not have the skill yet to achieve that goal? Temptation bundling is one of the most effective ways to start doing new things that you have previously failed at and that you feel you just don't have the skill to do. Basically, it's taking something that you already enjoy doing and that you're already gonna do and stacking it with a micro habit of something you want to do. So for me, temptation bundling, I watch movies when I do my morning skincare or my night skincare, or I'll listen to an audiobook when I'm going on a walk. You're mixing something pleasurable that you were already gonna do with a new life improvement that you want to take on, but you're just haven't, or you're not staying consistent with. Because we're gonna be consistent with the things that feel good, and eventually we're gonna create signals in our brain that whenever we do the enjoyable thing, we're gonna think about the task that we are wanting to do that is like the improvement habit, and then you're gonna positively associate that in your head as well, and you're getting 2 things done. So instead of doom scrolling, you could put on like a longer form video and maybe tidy up your room. It's the most actionable because if you're already watching YouTube videos like this one, and let's say one of your goals was leveling up your skincare or your maintenance, you could be doing your nails right now, you could do your lashes, you could wash your face, you could tidy up your room, go do your laundry. You're doing something pleasurable that you enjoy, you're getting a bunch of useful info, and you're also getting done the things that you want to get done. So you can look back positively, and now you're building affirmations for your brain that you are the type of person who does the thing that you said you wanted to do. So now you're the type of person who takes care of herself. You're the type of person who cleans her room. You're the type of person who goes for a walk. And none of those things even had to be painful. You got to do something you enjoyed anyway. It's like the ultimate cheat code to life. Think of whatever you know that would really make a difference in your day-to-day routine and help you achieve those big picture goals that you have, and pair it with something, reasonable, something that you could do along the same time, but something that does bring you a lot of satisfaction and joy. Bundle them together, and you're gonna see that these habits just start sticking to you, and you're gonna start feeling really good about yourself. Step number 4, this is also super actionable, and you can incorporate this into your everyday routine. This is making an if-then plan. So a lot of times when we're feeling motivated or when we're trying to recover from, a bad month of like, you set out all these goals, you didn't achieve them, so now you gotta go harder. Let's not do that. Let's realign our goals, yes, and reset up for the next week or the next month of our goal setting. But what we're going to incorporate now is an if-then plan. The hardest thing about following your goals is the rigidity. It's the the stiffness of it. There's no way around walking 10,000 steps if your goal is 10,000 steps. So one, I would say make SMART goals of things that are realistic. That's part of a SMART goal. So an example of an if-then plan, let's use the 10,000 steps per day. If you have a goal of walking 10,000 steps per day to improve your movement and mental health, an if-then goals looks like, if I'm already laying in bed because I'm having a bad day and I'm doom scrolling, then I will walk around my apartment for 5 minutes while I doom scroll. Is this the same as walking 10,000 steps? No. Is the 200 steps you got better than the 0 steps? What's harder to recover from? Feeling like you failed because you missed an entire day because you were doom scrolling on your phone, or feeling like, hey, I didn't feel like doing that and I still did something. I still showed up for myself. even if it wasn't at 100%. The all or nothing mindset kills so many goals and so much productivity and forward movement. Do you want to give your best? Yes. We are humans though. Can we give 100%, 100% of the time without any fail, without any mistakes or any deviation? No. And if you're someone who's prone to having the same set of obstacles appear, having an if-then plan lets you feel empowered and confident to know how you're going to address these. If every weekend my family goes out to Olive Garden and, maybe Olive Garden or wherever is not in my meal plan, if I go out to Olive Garden, then I will get a salad, I'll get an entree that I enjoy, but I will focus on my protein consumption. If things don't go according to that initial goal and plan that we set ourselves, we have to then have something to keep us still aligned for our goals so that we just are not left free falling without a safety net. Think of 3 areas in your life where you can incorporate an if-then plan today, and you will start to notice the immediate magic. Because when you account for what you know are common pitfalls and temptations in your life, then you can make a plan to address them. And as you continue to address them and no longer fall into those pit holes, you only get better over time, to where there's not an if-then plan. That's just how you are. If I go out to eat with my friends, this is how I eat to maintain my goals. If I'm put in this situation with a potential romantic partner, this is just how I act, because I'm used to setting the framework that if this happens, then I will do this. I'm not left trying to freestyle it every time I'm put in a situation like this. Okay, number 5 is one that I've done so many times, and honestly, once you start doing it too, you'll realize why it's so effective. I call it the identity free trial. So many times when we are inspired by our Pinterest board or social media, you feel like you have to do an entire life rebrand. I'm talking bedroom decor needs to glow, new wardrobe is coming in, express shipping tomorrow, the hair's gotta go, the nails gotta go. Pause. Do an identity free trial. And basically what this means, a free trial is what? Free. You're not paying for the service, but you see enough value in it that you're willing to try it, under the understanding that if you were to commit to whatever this product is, you would have to start paying for it. That's exactly what we're doing with an identity free trial. Whenever you feel inspired by something, don't go out and buy a bunch of stuff. The buying a bunch of stuff kills the experience, because you get that dopamine from shopping, from buying all of these things. You get to make yourself feel different before you've even validated that the new lifestyle that you're trying is why you're feeling different. Like, do you feel different because you're a matcha Pilates girl now, or just because you spent $1,000 on new aloe sets and you have this really nice matcha making set? Like, you haven't stepped on the reformer yet and you're feeling like a new woman. It's because you went shopping. Do an identity free trial. What is within your control, in your closet, in your home, that lets you sample this lifestyle, with the understanding that if you fall in love with this way of life, you will have to spend some money in the future to obtain it and to get closer to what you're aspiring for. I'm not saying that you'll never spend money and never spend money on the person that you want to be. Free trial it first. See how much you really love the lifestyle without spending any money. You can take a reformer's class with the leggings and t-shirt you have now. An example of this that I love, and it actually comes from the anime cosplay community, is closet cosplay. It's where you dress up as a character with just the items in your closet. And people who know who that character are gonna know that you're cosplaying, but to the regular person, you may look normal. That's what you have to do with these identity shifts, and when you feel inspired to become this brand new person. You have to closet cosplay it. The people who know what you're going for are going to see it. Okay? And the people who don't are just going to see you, and as you fall in love with this lifestyle, you'll know what to actually invest in. You'll know what your particular taste is and the particular vibe that you're wanting to create for your life. It also gives you so much freedom with that same concept of flirting for your life. You're not married to this identity shift. You're trying it on. And if it's not for you, you don't have your mom, grandma, sister, dog asking you, you used to be a clean girl. What happened? You used to style your hair this way and you used to be such a this type of girl. You don't have to deal with that. It was just you were just trying something on for size. We have to get back to that. Consumption is not going to fill whatever craving you have. Allow yourself to come as yourself with what you have and experience genuinely this identity shift that you're wanting. And if your identity shifts, your clothes, your home, your hair will shift right along with it. But you can't buy yourself a new personality and you can't spend your way into feeling different. Okay, now for the last piece of advice, and personally the most transformative. You have to understand it's on you, not in you, when it comes to your failures and shortcomings. This is a concept I recently became aware of, and it has been revolutionary in not taking setbacks and failures personally, because we know what that's like. To once again say, I'm gonna get up on time. To once again say, I'm not gonna tolerate this type of disrespect. And then to be in that situation again where you're on the receiving side of that disrespect, or you're sleeping in, not taking care of your skin, not moving your body the way you said you would. You have to realize you are not flawed. You are a person trying. There is nothing inherently wrong about you because the way that you've been going about things is not working. A pencil is not inherently broken because you don't know how to use the pencil sharpener. And you have to see yourself that way. You don't know what refines you yet. And that is not a failure of who you are at your core. That's a failure of the systems you're using. So if the systems you're using are failing you, that is on you. That is not in you. That is not who you are to your soul. It's so hard to get out of a rut and get out of feeling stuck when you feel like you are the reason that your life is falling apart and that you inherently are bad. You inherently aren't worthy. You inherently deserve the suffering that you're in. Know that you're watching this video and you watch videos like this because you are not inherently wrong. You are searching for something that when you put it on you is going to fit. Anything that's in this video that doesn't fit you is not a failure of you. It's just something that you tried on and didn't fit. You can bounce back so much easier when you stop letting these little lies creep into your head, these little lies that your mind tell you, and these little lies that society tells you. Because we live in a society, right, where if you just can't at the snap of a finger be transformative in your life, if you just cannot conjure up the motivation and discipline that it takes to make these lifelong transformative changes, then you're the problem. You are not the problem. It's on you. It's not in you. Anytime you've tried something and it didn't work, it didn't fit you. And you are working to find what fits. And that should lift your spirits and it should make you feel encouraged, because if you're feeling stuck right now and if you're feeling in a slump and like you don't know what to do or how to achieve your goals or who you are, you're in a position, a very powerful position to change your life, because that means you are not committed to where you're standing right now and the way things are right now. That means you have not accepted this as where you have to be. Like we said, it's just a part of the story. It's just a scene you're in. And most importantly, it's just something on you. It is not who you are. You are beautiful. You are whole. You are human. You are trying to figure this out. Don't attack yourself. The world is going to do that anyway. Okay? Realize that it's on you. All the failures and all the success. If you're someone like me who deeply ties your success to your value and who you intrinsically are as a person, stop it. Because that's why failure feels so hard, because you associate every good thing that you've done as a deep personal reflection of exactly who you are. But those bad things, No. You don't want those to impact you. You have to understand nothing good, nothing bad is who you are. Those are things on you. If you don't like what you see on you, change it. And we've talked about so many ways to change it in this video. I would love for you guys to share more tips and tricks about how you get out of feeling unstuck. If anything resonates with you, please share it down below. I appreciate you guys spending this time with me. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.